Vidomina the Necromancer used to be a Brocadian alchemist who loved studying magic in the Kalarnen Academy. Ultimately, her studies led her to the dark path of the necromancy. This is her story. At a young age, Vidomina showed promise as a great alchemist, as she spent most of her youth studying in the Kalarnen Academy of Bracada. During those years, Vidomina was studying magic alongside Yog, the son of a genie and a barbarian war chief. Yog fell in love with the bookish young alchemist and made his feelings known to Vidomina. However, Vidomina's mind and heart belonged to her studies, as she spent her time scouring the libraries for tomes of arcane lore. At some point, she discovered the cursed manuscript and studied against the advice of her teachers. The cursed manuscript turned out to be a study on necromancy. As Vidomina studied more and more, she felt its powers taking over and taking roots on her soul. Vidomina became obsessed with it and attempted to bring back to life small dead animals. Her endeavors were soon discovered by her teachers, and she was cast out of Bracada for disobeying the high laws of magic by practicing necromancy. Distraught by this outcome, and driven by his barbarian blood, Yog left the academy as well and joined the forces of Krelod. Vidomina wandered aimlessly for a while, until her journeys led her to Deja. While there, she stumbled upon Sandro, a power-driven lich. Sensing her natural talent for necromancy, Sandro agreed to take the grim young woman as his apprentice. Her training went well, and soon Sandro took her into his confidence. Sandro was pursued by the warlock Etheric, his former master, and Vidomina agreed on taking the offensive with him. During their escapades, Vidomina continued to demonstrate great talent and dedication to becoming a necromancer. Sandro couldn't help but notice that Vidomina was not only a brilliant spellcaster, but also quite a beautiful woman, and Vidomina herself was drawn by Sandro's personality and charisma. One night, Vidomina was practicing magic, and as the moonlight complemented her features, Sandro was driven to her by a force beyond his own powers. Suddenly their eyes met, and Vidomina smiled at him warmly. Vidomina walked over, placed her hand on Sandro's shoulder, and told him how she missed him that day. Sandro turned away, ashamed for the momentary indulgence. Perceiving his feelings as a weakness, Sandro scolded Vidomina for her familiarities, and reminded her that necromancers deal with death and should keep their distance. Vidomina reluctantly agreed and didn't pursue the matter. Still, rumors of the incident grew between the ranks of the undead, and Sandro feared that he would lose his power over his minions, power that was based in dread over loyalty. He ordered Vidomina to leave his camp and form a separate army. Their joint forces managed to break the lines of Etheric and his allies, and when Etheric was defeated, they both used their magic to reanimate his corpse as a lich. Having used Vidomina's prowess to the extent of his needs, Sandro left her in Deja, while he pursued his destiny elsewhere. Vidomina was now a full-fledged necromancer, and when Sandro helped his puppet king Phineas Vilmar ascend to the throne of Deja, Vidomina became one of his most prominent champions. Eventually, Sandro's sway over Phineas Vilmar wore thin, and the undead king imprisoned the necromancer. Sandro remained imprisoned until midway the Restoration Wars. When Vilmar died by the hands of the reanimated Lich King Griffonheart, Vidomina and the vampire lord Vokial were dispatched to the Emerald Hills to raise a legion of skeletons. During their conquest of the region, they found Sandro in his prison and freed him. Even though he never showed any gratitude for her kindness, Vidomina still had some feelings for the Lich, and they battled the Lich King side by side. After the Restoration Wars, Sandro moved to the continent of Jadam, and Vidomina remained in Deja. When the Reckoning happened, Vidomina managed to escape into Axoth, where she found a new home on the Kingdom of Necros. In the end, all her suffering and turmoil turned a beautiful, scientific woman into a vindictive and cruel necromancer. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe on this channel and consider supporting me on Patreon. Leave a comment below to let me know what other part of Heroes 3 lore you would like to be explored next. Cheers!